Football is back. I'm Scott Hansen, and this is the new EA Sports Weekly Recap for Week 1 of the 2025 regular season. Lots to get to this week. We'll start at Soldier Field. The Bears at home to take on the Minnesota Vikings. And this is Caleb Williams leading the charge. This one of his 4 touchdown tosses on the night. Next up, Lambeau Field. Let's look in on the Packers. They're hosting the Detroit Lions. And it's the touchdown king from 2024, Jahmyr Gibbs. He gets a seal here, and up the alley he goes. The Lions come away with the victory on the road in the season opener. One more to show you. Let's go to Cleveland. It's the Browns hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. And it's Joe Burrow. He went for over 300 yards along with this, one of his 4 touchdown passes. The Bengals move to 1-0. They get the victory in the season opener. Until next week, Scott Hansen, good night from Orlando.
SportsCenter.
I'm Chris Berman. Well, let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Packers come away with a decisive 10-point win. Cedric Wilson stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. A.J. Touchy-Feely threw for 250-plus yards and helped his Dolphins beat the Titans. In the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, we had the Eagles stroll away with a 14-point win. Down in Reliant Stadium, we had the Texans walk away with a 6-point victory. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Well, trades aren't quite as common in the NFL nowadays as they are in other sports, certainly. But we've got news to report to you on the trading front nonetheless. Adrian Dingle leaves the Chargers and will be on his way to the Cowboys. So he should be a great addition to that defensive line from his slot as an outside pass rusher. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Al Johnson will find himself in a new clubhouse. And I tell you, if there's one position every team would love to upgrade, it's the offensive line.
Raiders, Steelers. The bust, Jerome Bettis, is at the 25-yard line, and boy, his line's been doing a good job for him today. And here they go again. Bounces outside, makes the move himself at the 25. Touchdown! The Steelers win this one by the final score of 60-55. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Jimmy Smith won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. He'll be out for 6 weeks. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Mike Allstott might be the biggest loss on this list. He'll be out for 13 weeks. Now the big story of the day. Charles Woodson will be on the sidelines for a while, and that is not good news for his club. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
The Ravens defense had a ton of sacks in their victory at the Cleveland Browns Stadium. The Rams won at home, but will take to the road next week to meet the Falcons. Charles Rogers stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Allen Rossum will have a new place to call home as he accepts a new contract. 3 years, $1.5 million. This guy will also be locked up for a while as he signs a healthy 6-year contract with the Redskins.
Buccaneers, Redskins. Clinton Portis
is in the backfield at the 37-yard line, gets the pitch, spins right there, whoop,
And then to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown.
The Redskins go on to win this by the final score of 24-17. Santana Moss had amazingly over 200 yards receiving and helped his Jets beat the Bengals. Up in historical New England, where the Patriots prove unstoppable and win by 33. Up at Invesco Field at Mile High, where the Broncos fall by 10 points. The Vikings defense got to the quarterback 4 times in their win at the HHH Metrodome. The Seahawks won on the road and will have to travel again next week when they meet the Buccaneers. Jaguars, Bills. Travis Henry
Would certainly like to help his team get into the end zone. And he's just set 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now looks to bounce outside, does so, gets a block, touchdown, 10 yards.
The Bills go on to win this by the final score of 38-31. So, as usual, plenty of surprises around the NFL. And heck, we just got into week 1. My primetime players' game balls go out to these gentlemen, each one with a fine start to the season. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
It's a 2nd and 8. Gino down to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Ashton Genty, 74 yards. And the Raiders strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. Well, he's used to running it that distance. From the gun, here's Swift. And the ball is knocked out. And the Raiders pick it up.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down big.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
The